Femicide case. The With Waterman and Hare goals, Alianza beat Vallejo 2-1. With great goals from Waterman and Ceballos, Alianza beat Vallejo 2-1 at the Nacional at the start of League One. Alianza Lima defeated Cesar Vallejo 2-1 at the National Stadium for the first date of the Liga 1 Apertura tournament. Triumph in the National. Alianza Lima, with great goals from Cecilio Waterman and Catriel Ceballos, defeated Cesar Vallejo 2-1 in the Nacional for the first date of the Liga 1 2024 Apertura tournament. The first half was very fought by both teams. At 11, Alianza Lima was able to take the lead on the scoreboard through Catriel Ceballos, but his shot was deflected by Jose Carvalho. The answer was immediate. At 22, Oscar Barreto recovered the ball in 3/4 of the field, after a bad start by Giovanni Ramos, and gave a pass to Yorlis Mina. The attacker, after reaching the baseline, puts the ball into the middle of the area for Barreto to make it 1-0. Then, the La Victoria team began to search for the rival goal. In fact, it almost tied the score after a half-turn shot by Hernan Barcos that Carvalho sent into the corner. When the game entered a hole, Freitas threw a long pass to Kevin Serna, who outpaced Nilson Loyola and crossed for Cecilio Waterman to make it 1-1. For the second half, Roberto Mosquera decided to make 3 changes to reinforce the defense and the midfielder, but it was of no use. Before the 50th minute, Catriel Ceballos received a ball in 3/4 of the field and with a superb right hand he made the final 2-1. In this way, Alianza Lima adds its first 3 points in Liga 1. The next date they will face Alianza Atletico in Sullana, while Vallejo will host Melgar. Lima Lions vs Cesar Vallejo, confirmed lineups. Lima Lions, Sarabia, Ramos, Fuentes, Freitas, Serna, Arregui, Cabello, Rodriguez, Lagos, Waterman and Boats. Cesar Vallejo, Jose Carvalho, Johan Madrid, Carlos Escus, Alec de Numacir, Nilson Loyola, Josep Mirbalone, Frank Azic, Oscar Barreto, Pierre da Silva, Alejandro Ramirez, Yorlis Mina, Peruvian Gastronomy Tiger's Milk,
socioeconomic difficulties. The story of Hugo, Alfredo, Ron, Reynaldo and so many other children from Titicaca reminds us that education is a universal right that we should protect and promote to build a more just and equitable future.
Peruvian Maricelo Gamarra is crowned Hispanic American Queen 2023.
Peruvian Maricelo Gamarra is crowned Hispanic American Queen 2023. Maricelo Gamarra, the brand new Hispanic American Queen 2023, celebrates her victory in the beauty pageant held in Bolivia. Upon being crowned, she expressed, "I am happy to have represented Peru with pride, love and passion." Peruvian beauty continues to captivate the world. The Peruvian representative Maricelo Gamarra won the crown of Queen Hispano-Americana 2023 in the ceremony held last Sunday in Santa Cruz. Gamarra managed to bring the coveted crown back home, continuing Arlette Rugel's success in 2022. After Gamarra's impressive performance, Fernando Rojas, the representative of Venezuela, was crowned Spanish-American Viceroy. After a close competition, the finalists included Cynthia Moore from Brazil, Michelle Arcio from the Philippines, Bianti Gompertz from Curaçao and Paula Andrea Alarcón from Colombia. What did Maricelo Gamarra say after being crowned? The Peruvian Maricelo Gamarra shone during the Reina Hispano-Americana 2023 competition. She dazzled the public wearing an elegant dress made of tulle, hand-embroidered with falling fringe details and a skirt adorned with crystals in iridescent green and silver tones. This stunning design was meticulously created by noted designer Jose Safra. The objective was achieved, Gamarra said after receiving the crown. "I am happy to have been able to represent Peru with pride, love and passion, and for this historic fact of achieving the crown again. We started the year well. I can't wait to continue working to expand Latin American culture to the world." The objective was achieved, Gamarra said after receiving the crown. "I am happy to have been able to represent Peru with pride, love and passion, and for this historic fact of achieving the crown again. We started the year well. I can't wait to continue working to expand Latin American culture to the world." How was the final of Reina Hispano-Americana 2024? The contest, which brought together participants from various countries, had a panel of high-caliber judges, made up of renowned personalities from the world of entertainment and beauty. Among them were Luciana Fuster, who holds the title of Miss Grand International 2023, Stephanie Sanchez, distinguished as Miss Mesoamerica International in 2017 and presenter on Red Uno de Bolivia. In addition, Jose Maria Reyes, general manager of the Radisson Santa Cruz Hotel, was part of the jury. Paula Coimbra, who was Miss Bolivia Universe in 2001, Ramiro Serrano, producer, actor and national director of Premios Maya, and Steven Diaz, the chief of staff and principal director of the Miss International pageant. This year's edition of the contest, which took place in Santa Cruz, Bolivia, was revealed as a setting for meeting and celebrating the diversity and cultural richness of the Hispanic American community. This event not only exalted the elegance and grace of the contestants, but also highlighted their role as ambassadors of culture and solidarity in the region. What was Maricelo Gamarra asked in the final? Maricelo Gamarra demonstrated not only his stage presence but also his acuity during the question phase when answering the jury's question, in this case, formulated by Jose Maria Reyes. "In your opinion, what would Latin America lack to be considered a power world in such a globalized world in which we live?" Although Latin America shines on its own for its diversity and pluriculture, it still lacks an appropriate educational system and a balanced social level. I would advocate that our leaders seek a much more accessible educational system, that this immigration barrier be eradicated. Only in this way, with strength, union and solidarity can we have a better country, she commented. Who is Maricelo Gamarra? Maricelo Gamarra Alvarado, 27 years old, has a solid history in the field of beauty pageants and academic training in communication sciences from the University of Piura. After participating as a candidate in Miss Peru 2020, the model was involved in a controversy that affected her position within Miss Grand International. She was caught violating health regulations in the midst of the pandemic, which resulted in her dismissal as Peru's representative in the aforementioned contest. Her departure came after images of Gamarra attending social events, despite current restrictions, became public.
Pamela Franco announces her separation from
More, El Watchiman also wrote to her Instagram account to ask him to meet her, so he did not hesitate to agree to go pick her up outside the building. I'm going to miss you, the young woman wrote to the cumbia singer, who responded in the same way, I love you very much, you are a great woman, I love that you are on my path, have a great time with your whole family. May God bless you on your journey. I am also already at home, enjoy it a lot, she reads in the chats. What did Mary Moncada say about Christian Dominguez? The images broadcast by Magali TV showed Mary Moncada boarding a white van that would be owned by Christian Dominguez, Pamela Franco's current partner. The young woman of Peruvian-American nationality mentioned that she had already been dating the singer for a few months, and she told the program what had happened inside the vehicle, implying that she was intimate with Dominguez. Was there intimacy? He went through what he had to go through. I'm not going to deny it. Maybe he's going to come out and deny it. I'm an adult and I take responsibility for what I do. I'm not hurting anyone here. Maybe I'm not the only girl I've been with. Maybe it will be better, she responded.
Paolo Guerrero has everything ready to sign for Cesar Vallejo today. Paolo Guerrero has everything ready to sign for Cesar Vallejo today. Cesar Vallejo is waiting for the relationship to be sealed with the signing of Paolo Guerrero, who would be one of the highest paid footballers in League One in 2024. Everything indicates that the 2024 League One season will have a luxury signing, Paolo Guerrero. The historic player of the Peruvian national team reached an agreement in the last hours to play for Cesar Vallejo de Trujillo, according to RPP sources. As reported by RPP on January 19, Cesar Vallejo decided to sign Guerrero. Now that 12 days have passed, the negotiations have taken effect so that the 40-year-old striker is ready to sign today for the Poet team. The agreement is for 2 seasons and Cesar Vallejo offered a significant bonus and a salary that will make the former Bayern Munich player one of the best paid players in League One for this season. The position of the Poet team is to present Guerrero on Friday at halftime of the clash between Vallejo vs Melgar, corresponding to Day 2 of the Apertura tournament. Vallejo arrives from Ecuador. In the second half of 2023, Paolo Guerrero decided to sign for LDU of Ecuador and the bet turned out perfectly. With the white team he found continuity with the support of Argentine coach Luis Zubeldia. He scored 8 goals and was proclaimed champion of the Liga Pro and the Copa Sudamericana. Cesar Vallejo's squad awaits Guerrero. Coach Roberto Mosquera is optimistic about the arrival of Guerrero, who played for clubs such as Bayern, Hamburg, Corinthians, Flamengo, Inter de Porto Alegre, Avaí, Racing Club and LDU. The club has contacted 3 forwards, of which I have spoken with 2 and one of them is Paolo Guerrero. We hope that at some point he can get here and I am absolutely certain that if he comes, he will fit well into the team, Mosquera said. Paolo has a great career and is a leader, now we just have to wait. His arrival would be important for everyone because he is a reference. There are also 2 other forwards with whom I have spoken, so everything will be known in the coming days, he added. For his part, goalkeeper Jose Carvalho pointed out that Paolo Guerrero is a very high-ranking player. I hope it can happen, we still don't know anything, but if it happens, I think he will be super welcome. Meet the Peruvian restaurant with the best ceviche in the world, according to Taste Atlas.
The Peruvian restaurant with the best ceviche in the world, according to Taste Atlas. Our country, a land of unmatched
Oliver Sani optimistic about the Peruvian national team. I hope to receive the call from Fossati. Oliver Sani optimistic about the Peruvian national team. I hope to receive the call from Fossati. Oliver Sani is excited to be called up by Jorge Fossati and thus finally make his debut in the Peruvian national team. Oliver Sani is in full preseason with Denmark's Selgaba. He is preparing for the competitions he will face in 2024 and dreams of being part of the Peruvian national team again, which is now directed by the Uruguayan Jorge Fossati. If he is not called up on the FIFA date in March, Sani hopes to be taken into account for the Copa America in the United States and thus finally make his debut for the Peruvian national team. I have heard that it is a great showcase. I would definitely love to play in the Copa America. I hope there is an opportunity to be called up and show what I can add to the team. I will continue to stand out on my team to be considered, he said. Regarding whether he had already had a rapprochement with coach Jorge Fossati, he said, I have not spoken with Fossati yet or with his technical command, but I hope to receive his call. I am excited about his appointment as the new coach and I have hope that we can improve in the future as the bench, he added to Depor. Likewise, Sani rules out that he is no longer motivated to be called up amid Peru's placement in the South American qualifiers. Not at all, not at all. Peru has a very competitive squad and I have high expectations for the team. We want to perform in every game, but sometimes there is also a good opponent and we must respect that. There are no easy games in the South American qualifiers. So we must continue leaving everything on the field, he noted. His frustrated debut with Juan Reynoso as coach. Sani also acknowledged that he understands Juan Reynoso in a certain way after not making the decision to place him in a Peru match in the qualifiers. It was a little disappointing, but I understood that it would be a challenge to get to Peru. In addition, I was aware that the situation in the national team at the time of my call was not the most ideal. I understood that for Reynoso to make the decision to include me would be something complicated, especially considering our position in the table. Therefore, I have great respect for the former coach and appreciate that he even took me to Peru. It was a significant gesture on his part. Although I understand why I did not find a place in the team in that moment, he concluded. Festivity of the Virgin of Candelaria of Puno, Devotion and Tradition.
Festivity of the Virgin of Candelaria of Puno, Devotion and Tradition. The Festival of the Virgin of Candelaria of Puno, declared intangible cultural heritage of humanity by UNESCO, constitutes an expression of the enormous religious fervor of the Puno people, which unites the Aymara and Quechua traditions. The Festival of the Virgin of Candelaria of Puno is one of the most important cultural and religious events in the southern region of the country that is celebrated every February. It has its origins in the syncretism of Catholic traditions and the Andean worldview. According to the Ministry of Culture, the religious festival dates back to the times of the Viceroyalty of Peru and constitutes an expression of the enormous religious fervor of the Puno people, which is characterized by its multiple living cultural manifestations. This celebration represents the harmonious coexistence and union of the Quechua and Aymara traditions in Puno, he highlights. The anthropologist Charo Tito Mamani, in the article Representations of Local Identity in the Festival of the Virgin of Candelaria in Puno, Two Worlds, Two Encounters, states that the image is the patron saint of the city of Puno and is also known as Mamusha Candelaria. For social actors, Quechuas, Aymaras, Mestizos, the patron saint of Puno is associated with Pachamama, the cult of the earth. It is for this reason that the Candelaria festival in Puno contains a world of meanings, he indicates. Origin of the cult. Juan Carlos La Serna Salcedo, author of the book Religiosity, Folklore and Identity in the Highlands, A History of the Festive Universes of the Mamita Candelaria of Puno, points out that towards the 17th century the most important religious festival in the entire colonial highlands was the one dedicated to the image of the Virgin of Candelaria consecrated in the sanctuary of Copacabana. The historian maintains, as part of one of the hypotheses that explain the origin and celebration of the Virgen de la Candelaria in Puno, that the image could have been in one of the chapels of the Spanish homes near the silver mining town of San Luis de Alba of Lake Echota. This fact allows us to link the cult of the Virgin of Candelaria to the stories that narrate the appearance of the Virgin in the Lake Echota mines, said Juan Carlos La Serna Salcedo. He added that the population of this area will be transferred to the then district of San Juan Bautista, under the name of Nuestra Señora de la Concepción and San Carlos de Puno.